Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little random because I'm experimenting with this video today. I'm not sure where this is gonna lead me, but I just want to see how this performs and if you guys like it. But essentially what I'm trying to create is like a little one-on-one time where you and I can just catch up on life and I talk about various topics. I want it to be similar to like when you haven't seen a friend or a best friend in a long time and you go and catch up at a nice cafe and you have coffee and a nice pastry and you spend like hours just like catching up. That's the kind of mood I want. That's the direction where I want to take this. So we'll see where that goes. But for today, let's just talk about rebuilding yourself. So I talk a lot about rebuilding because I've been through it. Before all of this, my life was really messy and I made really poor choices and I stayed too long in a lot of situations and had a lot of the same old toxic experiences. And I take full accountability for all those things because that was my life. I made those choices. I had some like bad patterns and behaviors and habits that I just couldn't quit or I didn't want to quit. But the minute I stopped doing those things, my life changed. And because I chose to rebuild my life instead of staying the same, my life has improved drastically. I no longer recognize that old life and I no longer recognize that version of me. And when I look back at my past, I'm not ashamed, but I'm more of like in disbelief that I stayed so long. I continue to create that same reality over and over again. And so, when I talk to other people who are like struggling or who are afraid of taking a leap of faith, I'm always like, go for it because it does get better on the other side. And my advice for you too, if you're going through it, is just take that leap of faith. Trust yourself. You have to trust yourself in this process and just go for it. Because when you do, you're telling yourself that life does get better for you, that you deserve more, that your dream doesn't end right here in this moment, but it keeps on going, and that there's another version of you, a better version of you, just waiting on the other side, waiting for you. When I started this journey, I was on my own, and I think that was the scariest part. So I don't have parents to lean on. And so when I was going on this journey, it really was just me and my kids. And it was really scary. And I think that was why it took me so long to even pursue the path, to step out and take that leap of faith, because I was really scared that I would fail, I would be financially unstable. If something happened, I wouldn't have anyone else to run to. And so I was scared, and it was because of that fear that I took so long. And I want to say that I wish I hadn't because life is amazing now, but I knew that I had to build up that strength, that courage within me to even be able to pursue this path. Because when you rebuild your life, it's not that you're starting over. It's just you're leaving the pieces behind and taking the pieces that you want with you and then learning to build with those. And that takes time and that takes skills and that takes a lot of commitment. And it's through all those things that either breaks you or pushes you to keep on going. And I hope that on this path, it pushes you to keep on going. And if you're like me, where you didn't have anyone, didn't have a support system, didn't have anyone rooting for you. Just know that I'm rooting for you. Just know that I'm supporting you virtually. And just know that things will get better for you. And when I talk about rebuilding, it doesn't have to be so drastic or dramatic. For me, it was because my whole life and even myself wasn't in alignment with who I wanted to be. So I had to change everything. I had to rebuild from the bottom up. But it could be for you that certain areas of your life is amazing and other areas isn't. And so you rebuild those things. Maybe it's just you. There's a version of you that you just don't like, so you rebuild yourself. But it doesn't have to be dramatic, it doesn't have to be drastic. But if it is, that's okay too. There's nothing wrong with breaking down the pieces that no longer works and rebuilding with the right pieces to make something even better for yourself. So I'm going to leave you off with that. Let me know your thoughts. If you're in the process of rebuilding your life or just thinking about it, throw your comments below. I'm sure there are going to be plenty of people who are in the same boat.